Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa ba'd. All right, so we're on Hadith number 53. We have to warn against evil. All right, and of course this is an obligation. If a person sees evil, and we've taken this through the different Hadith about the Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar. So this is an obligation, because if we stay quiet when we see evil, then not only is the evil going to remain, but the evil is going to do what? It's going to increase and get stronger. And more people are going to follow it because nobody's speaking out against it. So you see all the evil that's spread throughout the society is because people, they got scared and they remained silent. When they saw the evil, they didn't want to talk. They got worried, they got scared, and they didn't speak out. And then that evil spread, and then that evil got stronger and stronger and stronger. And the people that didn't follow that evil before began to follow it. So it's of the utmost importance that we speak out whenever we see these types of evils in society. And obviously, we can't speak out against every single evil nowadays, because we'll just be spending all day and night speaking out. But we do focus on the biggest things and get the people and warn the people against the things that bring the most danger to them, and then we work our way down, inshallah. So, and then Nu'man ibn Bashir radiyallahu anhuma, and the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam qala, مثل القائم في حدود الله والواقع فيها كمثل قوم استهموا على سفينة فصار بعضهم أعلاها وبعضهم أسفلها وكان الذين في أسفلها إذا استقوا من الماء مروا على من فوقهم فقالوا لو أن خرقنا في نصيبنا خرقا ولم نؤذي من فوقنا فانتركوهم وما أرادوا هلكوا جميعا وإن أخذوا على أيديهم ونجوا جميعا. And this hadith is in Bukhari. So Nu'man ibn Bashir, he reported that the Prophet ﷺ said, the likeness. All right, so he gave an example of a man, al-qa'im fi hududillah, the one who what? Observes the limits. He remains within the boundaries that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set and he's prescribed. And that of the one who what? Wal-waqi'i fiha, the one that goes beyond those boundaries and falls into what? The haram and all, and so he transgresses beyond that limit. He said the example of this is like the people who get on board of a ship after casting lots. What does he mean by, casting lots? Like back in those old days, they used to take like straws. There's like the shorter straws, the bigger straws, but they're, when you hold them in the hand and they draw and to see who's going to be at the top and who's going to be at the bottom. So they used to do like this to, because they wanted to be fair. They didn't want to just put like, you're the rich people, you go up to the top, and you're the poor people, you go to the bottom. So they draw like straws, and whoever gets the shorter straws, they what? They go to the bottom. Whoever gets the bigger ones, they go and they stay at the top, because that's the more comfortable part, right? So he said, فَصَارَ بَعْضُهُمْ عَلَاهَا وَبَعْضُهُمْ أَسْفَلَهَا. So some of them, they remained on the top, and others, they had to go down to the bottom. وَكَانَ الَّذِي فِي أَسْفَلِهَا So the people that were on the bottom, if they wanted to get some water, some drinking water, what did they have to do? They have to go up, and they have to keep constantly disturbing the people up as they're moving and going through just to go get water. So they're like, we don't want to bother them. So they said whenever they require water, they go to the occupants of the upper deck, thus bothering them. It becomes an annoyance because they're up and down, up and down, up and down, right? So they said, if we just make a hole in the bottom of the ship, we won't have to bother the people above us, right? But then think about it. Think about the people now that sell alcohol. And then, and look at them, how they sell alcohol, and look at their justification for selling alcohol. Is it different than this? Is it different than them saying like, okay, we'll just put a hole in the bottom of a ship? Because obviously, if you're using your mind, you say, why would you put a hole in the bottom of a ship? That would be the dumbest thing that you could do, right? But look at the people that fall into these sins, and look at the people that transgress. So this example that the Prophet ﷺ is setting here to show like how these people do, how they think they're rational, their so-called rationalizing is not rational whatsoever. When you're trying to fall into sin and you're trying to, justify you doing something that you shouldn't be doing, and what happens? You see that they're rationalizing is what? There's no rational, there's nothing rational about it. It's completely stupid. And just like these people, they want to put a hole in the bottom of a boat to get water, so they don't bother the people. And what's going to happen to the boat? It's going to sink and everybody's going to die. So what is it now? The people that are on the top of the boat, what's their duty now? Because now these are the people that have the mind. They understand. Because this is the example, right? This is the lower people. These are the awam. The people on the bottom of the ship are like what? The awam, the laymen, the people that don't have that understanding. That's why they're going to put a hole in the boat. But the people on the top, the ulama, the people of knowledge, the people that have understanding, what is their job now? If they know that these guys are about to put a hole in the boat so they can get water. Well, also, what does it say here? And so he says, if we make a hole in the bottom of the ship, we shall not bother the people above us. If they, the occupants of the upper deck, leave them to carry out their design, they will all meet their destruction. So if they leave them and they know that this is what they're going to do. So this is like the ulama, the ulama su of today, where they shut up when they see all this transgression and all this oppression going on and the sins and the going beyond the boundaries. When they see this going on, they don't speak out. You got people listening to music, people celebrating these holidays of the kuffar. And what do? They either don't speak out about it or they try to do what? Oh, it's okay, you know, we live in the West and, you know, we have to like integrate into the society and this is a part of the society. And they end up, you know, these are the people that are punching the holes. So here, these ulama, these are not ulama, but you know what I'm saying, these so-called du'at, you know, ala abwab jahannam. They're going to be the ones down at the bottom of the ship helping them punch the hole in the bottom of the ship to destroy the whole ummah. They're there at the bottom with the corkscrew and everything, trying to, hey man, let us help you out, man. If we all work together, we can make a big hole in this ship, right? That's what they're doing. But the real ulama, the real people of the sunnah, they see what they're doing and they warn against it. They say, no, what are y'all doing? You know, if you do this, you're gonna destroy us all. But what if they continue doing it? And your words don't stop them, then what? You yoke them up, akhi, because now you're putting the lives of people in danger. You have to stop this by, you know, whatever means that you have at your disposal. So if they're not taking the advice, and the only way to stop this transgression, like for example, let's say that you knew a person who was going to commit, because we use this example, all right, a lot, you know, a person who's going to commit a terrorist act. And you know this person. Now, of course, us as Muslims, we don't want to turn, we don't ever want to call the kuffar and say, hey, this guy, no, because that's going to destroy that man's life. So what's the first thing that we're going to do?
Grab him by his arm.
No, well, first we're going to try to advise him. Yeah, okay, this is not permissible. Sit down with him, try to, you know, like Ibn Abbas when he went to the Khawarij, to give them advice before that fighting started, right? And a lot of the people, they listened to Ibn Abbas and they left the Khawarij. But then other people, no, they continued. But the first thing is to try to teach them, to try to give them advice. If they don't want to listen, they're going to continue. No, I'm going to do this, these kuffar, blah, 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 blah. So now he wants to kill a bunch of innocent people. So at this point now, you know, you look at the maslahah. A bunch of innocent people dying or one Muslim going to the hospital.
We send out the medic.
Yeah, you know, get the ambulance ready. You know, get the ambulance. We was to tell him, like, look, man, we're not going to call the police on you. But we are going to make sure that you're not going to do what you're about to do. You know, so, you know, you just enjoy your stay in the hospital. And then maybe, inshallah, that will wake up you. But this is to keep that ship from sinking. Because if we sit back and we know that he's about to do something like this, and we allow it to happen because we're scared or whatever, what happens now? Now they find out some Muslim did something stupid and all the heat comes back on all of us. And we all end up suffering. So, I mean, this Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar cannot stop. And this is a beautiful, beautiful, like this hadith, the way, if you really truly sit back and think about it, it's beautiful. The way that the Prophet ﷺ gave this example of the people on the ship. Because it's just like the a'laha and the what? The asfaliha, you know. You see the people on the top, which is the people that have the authority, the people that can stop them. But if they stay quiet and they don't use that, like the ulama, they have the ilm, they have the knowledge, they have the ability to speak out against these things. And if they don't do it, then the munkar spreads, all the evil spreads. And the same thing with the actual wali al-amr, the person in authority. If he has the ability to what? Stop them, grab them with force, if it requires killing, if not jailing them, punishing them, whipping them, whatever. but he has the ability to stop them by force if he has to. But if these things are absent completely, then you see nothing but evil, akhi. You see nothing but evil spread in the society. This hadith should be memorized. This hadith should definitely be memorized and understood, in the way that it should be understood, because Allahumma musta'an, this like the example here, this is our lives right here. This is what we see. And we see these awam, these laymen constantly trying to drill a hole in the bottom of the boat. They're doing it. And it's just, and if we can't, as soon as we stop one group from doing it, you turn around and there's another group with a drill on the other side of the boat trying to do this. But we have to keep, you can't become tired and give up and say, well, I can't take this no more now, because we got it. Because the thing is if we fail and we stay quiet, who's going to suffer after us? Okay, we die. We leave our kids here, and our kids have kids, and all of them, each generation is going to have to suffer more because of us remaining quiet. If the evil does spread and the evil continues to spread, it's not going to spread because we remain silent. We speak out and we do whatever we got to do to stop that evil from spreading. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrote it to spread, He wrote it to spread. What can we do? We can't stop it. If this is what He wrote as a test for the people, then it's going to happen. But it's not going to, it can't, you don't want it to happen with what? With your silence, and you're silent about it. Now, you do your duty as a Muslim. You see evil and you warn against that evil, whatever it is, whatever the people say. Allahumma musta'an wa ilahana subhanaka wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.